when I started out with the beat for the prelude, I actually didn't have a beat. All I had was His Poetic Words vocals that she sent over an audio message. That took from my iPhone. Nothing new. There's plenty of artists, mainstream artists, who've done it and made it happen. So I was like, if they can do it, by golly, I can too. So I'm gonna strip away all the plugins. So I put like a dozen plugins to get it to the actual sound that I wanted to. But this is what it sounded like when I originally got it.
Hey, good evening, my brothers and my sisters.
So
Ladies, you are looking
you
lovely
can kind of
tonight.
hear.
And fellas, I gotta be honest, you killing it.
Oh, I put all the plugins back in. I was like, oh, it already sounds like. No, it don't. That's all the plugins.
Hey, good evening, my brothers and my
That's
sisters.
actually what it sounded like
Lady,
right there. And then from there,
hey, good evening.
I knew with her starting it off with the "Hey, good evening, my brothers and my sisters," it already gave me that feel and that vibe that we were like in a speakeasy, poetry slam type of setting, type of atmosphere. So one with it being like an audio recording, I knew I was going to do some mixing to it, but then that worked perfect because I wanted to set the atmosphere, set the tone for the beat with her vocals. So that allowed me to manipulate it even more to give it a sound like she was actually in a room on a microphone instead of just coming across on a phone microphone. And so that's what I went for when I was mixing. And that's how we came up with this.
Hey, good evening, my brothers and my sisters.
So once I got that part, I was like, alrighty, obviously we're in a spoken word speakeasy type joint. The next thing we're gonna need were some drums. And so that was the next thing that I went for. And just something like a simple groove, nothing too fancy, just something that would just compliment and just kind of carry the vocals along with it. So nothing fancy there. So then after that, I wanted to give it like a simple effect because again, I didn't want to do too much because the real instrument or the main instrument here are the vocals. So I just wanted something light to accent it. And so the cool thing about this one is this guitar pattern that I found. It was on Splice. Actually, I ended up chopping it and doing something funky with it, and I don't remember what I did. I just remember it came out dope. So this is what it actually sounded like before I actually got a hold of it. Oh, see, in order for me to even give y'all that, I'm gonna have to take off whatever I did. So okay. So there's like this little dun 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 dun. That's the only part that I kept from it. And so I think it was a flanger that I ended up putting. No, how'd I get? It's the love filter. It's a filter that chops it that made it sound like that. And then from there, it's just that part right there. So let me see if I can actually find the guitar pattern and play how I end up doing it. Yeah. Yep, that was it. But you throw with the drums though, and you get that. And so I wanted that to kind of set the tone, to be more like an introduction. But then there's a break or a part in His Poetic Words piece where she says his name is Jesus. And just like in our spiritual walk and just our life journey, Jesus is always the turning point. And so I wanted the beat to reflect that too. So what I ended up doing was getting a drum fill to kind of set the tone for it. And it's just, and then from there I went and found another pattern to kind of show like there had been a change or a shift, from what was to where we were then. And let me see if I can find that. Where is it at? Got it. So that's the original melody right there. And one of the tricks that I use when I'm making my beats is oftentimes, especially with samples, if the sample already has bass in it, I'll just EQ it or mix it to where I just take the bass and I extract it and just have that on its own separate channel, and then I just play it up to where it's almost as if like the bass is its own separate instrument, and then the melody is its own separate instrument, even though they're all part of the same sample. And so I treated this the same way. So when you play it, you're gonna hear the bass and the melody, but then just to add some variation for the beat, if I actually play it out, let me mute the drums on this so you can actually hear it. This is gonna be the melody by itself. Oh, gotta put them plugins back on. And I wanted that part where the melody alone to be when she says his name is Jesus, because it had like some airiness, some lightness to it. But then I also wanted to bring the bass in just to give it like some soul, some depth to it. And so we did that on the next pattern where they're both actually playing together, even though they're separated. But then because the next part of it, I wanted to drive like the last point home and kind of let it trail off to kind of drop it so it's not, even though it's a chill vibe, I wanted to create space so for the next track to come in and it wasn't like at a certain an uneven like feeling. I dropped out the melody and then so let the bass play by itself with the drums. And although you can kind of hear the melody under a little bit, which still kind of helps, but you throw the drums in there and you really can't. Then that's actually how the beat plays out right there. So we throw everything in together. Make sure I want to up and up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we good. Not there. And then you get each pattern out by itself. So that was the main pattern. No vocals. That's how the beat actually starts. And then I had another part where it was just the drums by itself. Just to vary it up, switch it up a little bit. Then it has a break at the end. And then we come back in with the guitar, with the drums, and then it goes into the drum fill for the breakdown for the part where she says his name is Jesus. That's her vocals I put in right there. Oh, and then the coup de grace, I actually had some crowd ambience noise in there just to kind of give it that real like speakeasy type vibe. Nothing fancy, just something playing underneath it. That's the next part with the new melody now. You know what the crazy thing is too? I just realized I never added the crowd ambience back in. That's wild. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's how the beat ended up coming out. I think it was supposed to be on there still, but I did not go back and add it. How wild is that? Or did I just keep it in there and then just make one long pattern of it just playing throughout? Let's see. It's Number 9. Pattern 5. Oh, nope. It's playing throughout. Look at me. I thought I fumbled the ball. I did not fumble the ball. Look at me. All right. But yeah, that's how the beat came about, though.